Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Barbara Prevosti, and I'm working for Bocconi University, which is a university located in Italy, precisely in Milan. So welcome to Italy. This afternoon here in Italy is more or less 4 o'clock. I'm going to tell you much more in detail what does it mean to study in Italy. We're going to talk about the education in Italy, how we promote the universities around the world, public and state universities, of course, and then just to give you a little bit of information about my university. Thank you so much for the invitation to the IC3 colleague. It's my first time participating in this fantastic conference, and I hope you enjoy the presentation. So let's start with the Italian higher education system. I don't know if you are familiar with this. So the students can study for 3 years in Italy plus 2 at the Master of Science program. So the 3 years bachelor programs followed by 2-year Master of Science program. As you can see from the slides, you can study after the first year of education directly to the master program, and you can also specialize in a specific master, what we call the specialized master. So 3 years bachelor programs plus 2 years Master of Science, or 3 years bachelor programs plus 1 year master of 1 year specialized masters. After that, if you want to continue, which means after the master program, you are also eligible to get into the MBA program or in a PhD program. So it depends on which type of academics or which type of work you really would like to do. Usually, to do the doctorate, it's really important to follow this type of education system. Otherwise, after, for example, 3 years of working experience, you are able to get into to our MBA. Our MBA, for example, are managed by different business schools in Italy, which are always related to the universities. So we have universities and business schools. As you can see from the slides, we have 96 universities along the territory here in Italy. 132 are called AFAM, which means Alta Formazione Artistica, Musicale e Coreutica. This is very Italian brand, which means they are connected to arts, music, and other subjects like philosophy and so on. Then, just to let you know, in the last 10 years or more, we have developed the internationalization of the universities, which means all our universities in Italy are able to provide to international students programs taught entirely in English. So you can, as a counselor, advise them to study economics, business, finance, philosophy, arts, culture, music, engineering, design, and so on, everything taught in English.
Yes.
But the most important thing is not a saturated panorama, which is hungry for talent.
There was a technical problem.
And especially for languages and culture IQ. So we have places for a lot of international students who want to study in Italy. How we divided the universities in Italy. So we have public universities and private universities. The main difference, let me tell you, is the cost. Because if you want to study in a private university, maybe the cost will be much more higher than the public university. As you can see, you can study for free in some of them until 4,000 euro per year. Otherwise, if you study in a private universities, maybe you're gonna pay maximum 15,000 euro per year and no more. We are able to provide to students, for example, a lot of scholarships. Again, it depends on the universities, and they are provided by the government from the state. And we are able to cover more or less the cost in terms of tuition fees and, of course, also the dorms. Then, for example, we are able also to provide students accommodation because most of the campuses are located in the city. So forgot about US campuses, for example, or UK campuses where universities are not located in the city center, but we are located, for example, in the city center or pretty close. So students can walk. So that's why we provide them, for example, specific carnet for public transportation. They can walk into the university from their home. And talking about houses, we are able to provide also accommodation, which means that they are able to stay on campus, to live on campus and experience the universities. And also, of course, the cities like Venice, like Naples, Rome, Milan, Turin, Genova, and so on. Usually, typically, international students who want to study in Italy is very international. So the background is coming from all over the world, and they are the pioneers of student associations because with an international mentality, they are used to involve, for example, Italian students who are not maybe so involved in these such activities. So they have they organize and they manage association like sports association, cultural association, nationality association. So a lot of them. They are used to study independently because in Italy we used to do lectures, frontal lectures, so in front of the professor, but we are used also to study a lot at home. So that's why our students are very dynamic, very interactive, and let me say in this particular moment of the time in the world, they are very happy also sometimes to stay at home and working in online, but always working in team. Last but not least, how we do the recruitment in Italy. So I told you before, we have public and private universities, and we recruit sometimes all together, which means that we join the forces and we are able to travel alone as Italian universities just to spread the voice about the internationalization of who our Minister of Education Affairs and Minister of Foreign Affairs are putting all together in order to talk about Italian universities around the world. We increase the number of the application, just to let you know, from different part of the world, which means from United States, from Canada, from South America, from Middle East, from Asia, from Southeast Asia, so of course from Europe. So we are really proud of it. I was following different meetings in these past days, and all of us, we were saying that this is a good point, even if the pandemic is around. So we do recruitment, join recruitment, or we do separately, which means Italian public university recruit a lot in Italy, but put an eye on the international side. Private universities are used to recruit a lot abroad, participating in a different and a lot of events. We organize open days twice in a year. We organize summer schools for bachelor students or master students. So just to connect to the website of Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the Ministry of Education, you can find all the information when we talk about public universities. When we talk about private university, you just connect to the website and you can find again the same information. That's why we have a long tradition in terms of collaboration, and then we have a strong, for example, collaboration in terms again on promoting universities. As I said you before at the beginning, I'm working for Bocconi Universities, which is a private university. So we are used to travel a lot around the world. We are used to recruit students, international students, but also, of course, we are recruiting students in Italy, and we are taking part of different associations. Me personally speaking, I'm taking part of NECAC, International ACAC, CIS, International Education Consultant Association as well, in order to develop all the relation with school counselors. So I'm your contact, let me say, and if you need much more information about what you can study in Italy or in general, and then in particularly about my university, you can refer to me. My email address is barbara.tonelli www.prevosti@unibocconi.it, and of course you can join me or my colleague Elisa during these 3 days in the IC3 festivals. So thank you very much for your attention. This is in 15 minutes. I hope I did my job very well, and I really thank you again.